Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk. Going to keep our conversation going about the financing condition, 8.3 in the Rep C. Now, we talked about how the buyer, at their sole discretion, if they're no longer satisfied with the terms and conditions of the loan, can cancel and potentially get their earnest money back. Well, it sounds like a raw deal for the seller, right? Well, not if the seller knows about it. They're accepting this term. They just have to understand the terms they're dealing with, and they can always counter and change deadlines or earnest money configuration. But I told you there's a protection built in that's often overlooked. It's in 8.3b1 or I, Roman numeral 1. And it says buyer can cancel. And then it says if they cancel by the deadline, it says whereupon, and there's a blank, of buyer's earnest money deposit shall be released to seller without the requirement of further written authorization from the buyer. And the remainder of buyer's earnest money shall be released to buyer without further written authorization from seller. But wait a minute. Did I just say that part of the earnest money will be released to the seller? Yes. That's the protection the seller can have in the contract. If they put an amount, let's say there's $10,000 of earnest money with the original offer that's agreed to. Well, the seller can insist, buyer, I want to give you enough time to do your due diligence. I understand you had a half hour to walk through the house, and then you put in an offer, and you base the value of that offer on the condition of the house or what you thought it was when you went through for that half hour. But now you've had time to do more homework, or you will have time to do more homework. After I give you 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, whatever you want to agree to as a seller, of time to do some homework, some due diligence about the property, that's when we're going to set the due diligence deadline for. I would like, after that, $5,000 of the earnest money to go hard. I would like you to give that to me if you cancel using the financing condition after the due diligence condition. That's my protection. You want that financing condition 20 days later, 18 days later, 15 days later, whatever the case may be. Well, for me to take my home off the market for that long, I'll give you some time to do homework on the condition of the property. That's your due diligence deadline. If you want to get out of this contract later for financing, I want some skin in the game. I want X amount of the earnest money to come to me. That's what that blank is for. How many agents understand that? I don't know. Yeah, that was put in whenever we did the major overhaul of the Rep C last, so 7 or 8 years ago. And I heard it was used, some agents were using it during COVID. And the crazy market after that. But that's what it's meant to protect for that hot tub scenario we talked about last time, where buyer cancels later using the financing condition because they're no longer satisfied with how much they're borrowing because the hot tub doesn't work. And we went through that logic last time. And here we have a protection. So what can seller do? Seller can say, for me to give you that out, buyer, I would like some money on the line for you. Yeah, I'll still let you cancel later in the contract using that financing condition, and I acknowledge it's at your sole discretion. But I would like some protection. And so I'm going to put an amount in that blank that satisfies me as a seller that I'm okay taking my house off the market for 3 weeks while you figure everything out. And then, but I know after 10 days, whenever I set my appraisal, my due diligence deadline for that, after that, I have some protection. So I'm really only fully exposed for 10 days. After that, I get $5,000. If you cancel for any other reasons not delineated in the Rep C that give you your earnest money back, then I get the full $10,000. That's my protection in that scenario. Hopefully that makes sense. But that, I think, really, we were very happy when we put that into the Rep C. We thought that was a really great protection for the seller, and it surprises me it doesn't get used very often. But if you find yourself complaining about the financing condition, please understand that protection is in there and consider using it for your sellers. This is not legal advice. This is legal information only. If you need legal advice, please contact your attorney. Thanks for tuning in.